technology has not been my friend these last couple of weeks. I got a new laptop, I got a new mic, got a whole new way of recording, finally. Um, and every day I have an issue with the video that I record. So this is now the third time I'm recording this video. The first time my mic wasn't on, even though it was plugged in, it wasn't picking up. It was showing that it was picking up, but then there was still no sound in the video. The second time, it was double mic'd. It was this mic, and then it was my camera microphone, so there was an echo. So fucking hell. Welcome back to My Love's Death Metal, where I'm starting a video bitching about something. Today we're talking about the new Fleshgod Apocalypse album, Opera, that came out on August 23rd on Nuclear Blast Records. I fucking love this album just starting it out right out the gate. So if you don't like this album and you're hoping that I was going to come and shit and talk on it, you might as well just click off this video right now, because I'm just going to trigger you the whole entire time. This is an amazing band. I've been a huge fan of this band since their very first album, This Beast, on Willow Tip Records, Oracles, back in 2007. This is the only album that sounds like this, with the exception of the Mafia EP. They completely have treaded away from this sound. This is straight up technical death metal at its finest. I think this is one of the most underrated albums ever. It's so good. It's one of my favorite albums. They had very subtle hints of what they wanted to move into, and it was pretty obvious. And then they had This Beast come out afterwards, Agony, and this is where they really, really started to show like what they wanted to do, and they started adding that symphonic element into it, and we're really moving away from that straightforward, sound. Then we had Labyrinth, which I've considered my favorite one of theirs. A little bit of a bias here, because this is where I really started to get into them. This is the first time I ever saw them. I saw them twice this year, Summer Slaughter, and then on tour with Decapitated. Was a huge, maybe it was for this one. I don't remember. I know I saw them on tour at Decapitated, and I know I saw them at Summer Slaughter. I can't remember if it was this album or if it was Agony that came out. It's so long ago. I'm old. What do you want from me? And then they really, really started to hone in on that on King. And then we have their predecessor, Veleno, which Francesco is back on vocals on this. He was on this one, and then Tommaso, I can never say your name, was on these ones. He had a similar vocal style, so if you're new to the band, if you listened, you probably wouldn't notice that it was a different vocalist, and it worked. And this is one of the few bands where I've welcomed the fact that they had two vocalists. But yeah, we've got Francesco back now. There's two Francescos in the band. There's Francesco Paoli. I can't say your name. I'm sorry. I'm an asshole. I can never pronounce things that are. And then there's Francesco Farini. The Francescos are here, and one of them is back on lead vocals, is what I meant to say. So, this album, I did not have high expectations for. In fact, I completely forgot it was coming out. It was on my list of most anticipated releases this year. For that reason, Veleno, I'm going to say it wrong the whole entire video, so just fucking deal with it. It came out in 2019, so it's been a while since they've released an album. This is a band that has drastically changed their sound from their first album. So if you're new to the band and you go back and you listen to their back catalog, you're going to be like, what is this first album? And this is one of the few bands where I've completely welcomed that. I loved Agony so much, even though it was a lot different than Oracles. And I fell in love with Labyrinth, and I loved King. I just have been really following this band and enjoying what they've been doing and what they've been moving into. For me personally, this is my opinion. It will not be the same as anybody else's, I'm sure. This is their magnus opus. This is their best album that they've put out so far. It's spectacular. It is over the top. It is grandiose. It is very over the top. The production is just very big and full and layered, and they mix the shit out of this. But that's not a deterrent for me at all. In fact, I often feel weird complaining about production and stuff like that, because my favorite genre of music is death metal. 90s death metal, to be exact. Demo death metal. So, who am I to complain about nice production and mixing? Like, Christ. And then you go on to what my other favorite genre musics are jazz. Like, come on. So I don't really find that to be a deterrent whatsoever. I love this album though. I think it's phenomenal. It has blown me away. Is the only thing that I've really been listening to the last couple weeks since it came out, with the exception of a few other records that I've been getting in that have come out. But yeah, my only complaint is that this vinyl pressing sucks ass. But what do you expect from Nuclear Blast at this point? I mean, if anybody from the label is watching this, like, don't take the criticism too harsh. I'm not the only one that says that. But I will say one shout out that I do want to make is I ordered this directly from Nuclear Blast, which I don't often do. But a few of my other friends ordered it from the band, and the band decided to ship this in a bubble mailer, and their records came fucked to no end. Shame on you, Fleshgod Apocalypse. Come on now. Put them in vinyl mailers. Like, everybody knows that's how you ship a vinyl, in the vinyl out of the jacket. So I didn't have that problem, but I know some of my other friends did. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, did yours come? No, because I ordered from Nuclear Blast. That's why. I'm just nipping that in the bud because I know somebody's going to ask me that in the comments. Printed inner sheet, lyrics, picture. That's it. That's all you get. Nothing else. Can't complain too much about the price. It was like $25. So yeah, I mean, what do you expect? $25. And then I don't know. I got the spaghetti version. It's just this red marbling that looks like spaghetti. Limited to 1,700, so it'll be in stock forever. I doubt that they'll sell out. But there were other color variants that they had that sold out. There was like I think the signed edition and stuff like that. But I just got the straightforward copy. So, great album. I love it beginning to end. I don't have any really like harsh criticism other than that maybe every once in a while the vocals can lean on a little bit deathcore sounding, just a slight bit, and I tell myself to stop thinking that, and then I don't hear it anymore. It's just very slight, but for the most part, it's a phenomenal album. If you don't like opera music, don't listen to this album because there's definitely operatic vocals on here. She is a phenomenal vocalist. I forget her name. I could easily look it up right now. Let me do it. I'm probably gonna say it wrong anyway. I'm just going to say it wrong anyway, so I don't even know why I'm going to try. Because speaking is not my forte, apparently. Let me just see here. Oh, she's got an amazing voice. Veronica. Okay, so I can say that name. Amazing voice. Great pipes. Love the element that they added to this, that romanticism, that opera style, but still also having a death metal sound to it. It's just, it works. I have stopped thinking that they're going to have like a brutal, super brutal, riffy album. That's just not. They've moved away from that since Oracles, and I've accepted that. Like, they've been building up to this in every single album. They've been hinting at this is what they're trying to get at. I think they finally reached what they've been wanting to do with this album, creating more melody, adding more layers, more vocal layers, just so much more melody, so much more romanticism. And yeah, it's not just the standard technical death metal album anymore. Like, they've really honed in on the symphonic part, which they were really doing in their last albums as well. But they've like, I feel like they finally reached what they've been trying to achieve, what they've been building up album to album for the last several years. So it's a phenomenal album. I love it. I have no qualms with it. Like I said, I'm fine with the style of music that this is, and it's a very limited genre of death metal that I listen to. Like, I don't listen to a lot of symphonic metal as a whole. It's just never really been my thing. I couldn't even name another symphonic death metal band that I really enjoy. There's a couple black metal bands that I like Moonlight Sorcery is one of them. But their single Blood Clock, seriously, what were you guys thinking naming that song? Everybody's gonna say that wrong. Is phenomenal. It's one of my favorite songs on this album. I also love I Can Never Die. It's such a great song. And then Morphine Waltz. Like, those are my favorite tracks. So, yeah. I mean, if you're a Fleshgod Apocalypse fan, you're going to really enjoy this. Oh, what the hell? I just broke. Oh, that's annoying. Anyway, and if you're new to this band and you just really like the chunky blast beat brutal riffage of death metal, you're not gonna like this album. Don't even try. Don't even try. I mean, unless you welcome the clean vocals the operatic vocals, the melody and stuff like that, the melodic aspect of things, then yeah, you'll like this. But for the most part, if you're looking for like just a deicide album, don't even bother. In fact, just go listen to this album and then move on, because even like Agony, yeah, it's not full blown symphonic metal, but they definitely started adding layers into this that were like hinting like this is where we're moving to. And then it really, same thing with Labyrinth, and then it's just all over when King comes. I mean, Labyrinth really had it too, but that was Agony the Hell Up. But yeah, so I really like the album. A lot of people, if you ask, like, how do you like it? If you're listening to it, do you think it's a masterpiece? I do think it's a masterpiece. I really, really, really do. Um, I I don't even know what else to say other than that. It's just emotive. It's moving. It's a fast listen. I'm left wanting more when it's over. So I'm excited if they have more under their sleeve. Cannot wait to hear their next album and what they're gonna do. Um, it's just it's just so good. I don't know. It's phenomenal. There's so many things to it that I hear differently too. Every listen, it's like, oh, I catch like just a little bit of a like guitar riff that they added in, or just the vocal variants that they put in. Like they layer a lot on here, so there's a lot of layering, and people complain about that, but I don't have any issues with it whatsoever. Um, but yeah, I think it's one of the best this year. This is my year of melody, like melodic metal, power metal, clean vocals. Like this is just what I've been into lately. Like Borknagar, um, is still one of my favorite albums that I've been listening to nonstop. I love the new Judas Priest album, so yeah, it's gonna be an interesting year on this, to say the least. Excuse me, I'm still sick. But yeah, it's great. So those are my thoughts on it. Be interested to know like what the Fleshgod Apocalypse cult thinks about it. For the most part, I know. Like I've seen a lot of really great things. It's very much a phenomenal album. It's done well. Again, I feel weird complaining about like production. Like I don't really have any complaints about the production at all. And some of the things that I've listened to and other YouTubers they've said, I'm like, I just didn't really hear that. So everybody hears things differently. It's interesting. So that's all that I have today. Hopefully this video goes well for like the fourth time that I've tried to record it. I've got a lot of new stuff coming out that I'm going to be recording in the next couple of days. People have asked me about Winter Sun. Yes, I'll make a video on that. Yes, I did buy the new album. I've got a whole backstory on that. And then I've got the new Pyron. Oh, fucking hell, what an album that is. There's a lot of new releases that are coming that I'll be talking about. The High Roller Records reissue series has started. I think I have like 3 more videos I can make of that. Y'all really enjoyed that one yesterday. A couple other response videos that some other YouTubers have done. I'm planning on doing because I like doing those. So a lot more new content. I'm just trying to get over this cold, so I can't promise you a new video again this week. I'll try. But yeah, that's all I have, and I'll see you guys in the next one.